Hey guys, today I'm gonna do the no disclaimers book tag. So you have probably seen this tag going around. I don't think I was tagged by anyone, but yeah, I mean, this is a tag that's going around that I think has really cool questions and that I really wanted to do. I'm gonna leave a link to the original one down below, obviously, as always. And yeah, I'm just gonna get into it, obviously without any disclaimers, because that's what this tag is about, even though I am scared to do that. The first question is, which trope or tropes in books annoy you the most? Now, everybody has already mentioned the best friend in love with the main character trope, which is the Gale or the Simon in the first one or two books. It's when the main character is interested in another guy. All of a sudden, their best friend realizes, oh shit, now I should tell them that I'm in love with them. I'm saying them, even though it's always a guy in love with a girl. But yeah, it's really a trope that I find so annoying. And I mean, this is one of those tropes that I actually think would be a little bit more interesting, or that I would be interested in reading about if it was a kind of queer love triangle. I think I would have a little bit more fun with that. But just this kind of female main character with two male love interests, and one of them being the best friend that obviously has been in love with her this whole time, but never told her, and now all of a sudden thinks he has a right to own her, which that's Gale. That's Gale. He's all of a sudden, he's like claiming her. Oh, whatever. I'm not gonna get mad about it. I just wanted to quickly mention this because everybody has already said this and wanted to focus on another trope, but as you can tell, the trope just makes me angry as fuck. So, but the other one, the main one that I kind of wanted to mention, is the I lie to you to save you trope. Done very wonderfully in Lady fucking Midnight. One of the reasons why I dislike that book a lot, and also in Ever the Hunted by Erin Summerall. This book could have been so much better if this trope was not there. This book could have been so much better if that whole love interest guy was just not there. I mean, he is actually another one that also fits into the best friend is in love, but there's not really another love interest in the beginning, but he's also horrible. Oh my god, I can't get into details, but yeah. So the I lie to you to save you is, I hate that. That makes me just vomit all over the place. I just hate it, and I hope I'll never have to see it again. The second question is, which writer or writers do you feel are overrated or overhyped? Now, I definitely think that Rainbow Rowell is overrated. I think her books are just not that good, and I think it's actually interesting how it seems to be a kind of common opinion that a lot of her books are not even that good, and still she's somehow overrated. I just think that because many people just really love one of her books, mostly either Fangirl or Carry On, this kind of makes a lot of people say that she's just this amazing author, when most of her books are really not that good and also problematic. So she's definitely an overrated author, although I do have to say she was the first person I came up with because I'm just so annoyed. But she's definitely someone I think where it has been a little bit calm, simply because she didn't really publish anything in the last year or so, but she's just someone who immediately came to mind for me. And then there's two other that I just wanted to mention as overhyped, and I know I shouldn't put any disclaimers in, but these authors, I have not read any books by the one author, and by that other author I have only read books that he has co-written with someone else. I simply think that they are overhyped because they are two authors who have done some problematic shit and then never get called out by their stans, and that's just a thing that I really, really hate, and that's J. Kristoff and Maggie Stiefvater. Now, I'm not gonna go into details on why these authors are problematic. It's all there, just Google it. But I just think these are two of the authors where if you stan them, they can do no wrong, and that's just something that I fucking hate. And that just makes me so annoyed. And the thing with these two is that both of them have not only been kind of problematic on social media, but they've also put problematic shit in their books. Ugh. I don't have anything against anyone loving the books by these authors. I'm just a little bit annoyed that, these are just authors that people who love their books and never want to talk about the shit they've done. And obviously, I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt that you might just not know about the problematic aspects. But as I said, for both of these, there's even problematic aspects in their books, and I don't really think you have to dig deep to find it. I think a couple of people just want to be blind to it, and so yeah. Just saying, just saying. The third question is, what are your least favorite books you've read since joining BookTube? The first one that comes to mind, obviously, is Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Maybe the worst book I have ever read, because it's not only boring, but also super problematic in so many different kind of aspects. But also, you know, looking at the question before that, Landline by Rainbow Rowell, whew, what a mess. The fourth question is, a terrible ending that ruined an otherwise quality book. I have to say that I could not really think of one specific book where I think that happened. I don't know if that's just because I, you know, forgot something, or if it's just because I've been kind of lucky. The only thing that I could kind of think of that had an ending that incredibly annoyed me is Gemina by Jake Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. There it is again. They keep coming back, don't they? I mean, whew. I just think that killing off people to shock you and then bringing all of them back and doing that multiple times is one of the most annoying things ever. And I feel like they really did that to be like, oh, look at us, we're killing off people even though we're in YA. We're going there. Oh my god. And I was so excited about that. I was like, oh my god, they are going there. That's so amazing. Yeah, no, they did not go there. And I just hate that. Like, don't do that. Just don't. And I mean, like, once I could maybe be like, oh, that's annoying, but whatever. But it happened twice. That's so annoying. Stop. Just stop. Oh my god, that makes me angry, and that actually makes me not want to reread the book, because I remember how annoying I found that. I mean, at least now I know what's happening and I don't have the initial first thought of, oh, they did that. But still, just don't do it. Just stop. Either you're ready to kill off your fucking characters or you just leave them be. Oh, but don't do it twice. Oh my god. The fifth question is, which fictional character do you wish were not killed off? I have to say this is another one I am kind of lucky with. Now, that's because I read a lot of YA, and as I just said, in YA characters rarely get killed off, but I even think, for example, the death in Crooked Kingdom was obviously painful, but I think it was okay. The kind of main character death in A Conjuring of Light is a death that I think is just important in a way. I think it makes a lot of sense, but there is a minor character death in A Conjuring of Light that I am really not okay with. I will hold up the book for anybody who has not read it. So if you have not read A Conjuring of Light, you don't want to be spoiled for it, you should mute now or skip ahead until I'm not holding up the book anymore. Obviously, you know, there's a couple of characters that die in here that I am sad about, but the one character that I truly think deserves better is Calla. Because I just want her to experience Cal and Lila together. I just want Calla to experience them sailing off together into the sunset, holding hands. And it just makes me sad. I'm just sad about it. Oh my god, I'm genuinely getting sad because, like, for most of the other deaths, we know something happened as to why they died. And they either, you know, had a bigger purpose after that, or they protected someone else when they died, things like that. Or they had this great cause. Calla was just dead. She deserved better. I'm sorry. She just deserved better. Alright, everything's fine. Spoilers are done. The sixth question is, what are some of your bookish pet peeves? Now, I was not entirely sure how this question was meant, if this was also about, like, the content of the book or whatever, but I actually thought about something physical that I hate, and I have been a person who talked about cover changes in the past and that I really hate them, but I've actually come to accept them. One thing I do not accept is when the height is different. I hate it when books in series are not the same height. That makes me so mad. I don't care what you do to the cover. I don't even care what you do to the spine. But at least make them fit in height. please. I think this pisses me off so much because the thing I like to do most on my bookshelf is to sort books by height. Color coordinated is fun for a little while, but in general, as long as it's not my TBR, I really just like to sort them by height. But if books in a series are not the same height, that's an issue, isn't it? So yeah, that's definitely something I have come to absolutely hate in the past year or so. I don't care about your cover changes, I don't care about your spine changes, I don't give a shit, but at least make them the same height, please. Ugh. The 7th question is, what are some books you feel should have more recognition? Now, there's so many, I don't even know where to begin, so I'm gonna leave a link to my favorite underrated books I read in 2017 in case you have not seen that. There's a couple of great recommendations in there, but I thought, you know, to not make this list too long, I just talk about a couple of books that I read in 2018 so far that I think absolutely deserve more recognition. The first one is Echo After Echo by Amy Rose Capetta, which is a YA mystery that takes place in the theater, has a wonderful female-female romance. The mystery is really interesting. All of the different relationships between all of the different characters in here are wonderful. Everything about this is wonderful. Calling out the general sexism in the theater industry is wonderful. Everything about this book is perfect. Then I have The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. This is a YA fantasy that I think stands out in the genre, even though there will definitely be things you have read before. I think overall this definitely stands out, and it's definitely something that shows a little bit of a different aspect, and also that just has kind of a different point of view than a lot of the YA fantasies. So yeah, this is just really, really great and I just love it. And finally, obviously, is Ink Mistress by Audrey Corthurst, one of my new favorite books of all time. This book is fucking amazing and deserves so much more recognition. This is also a YA fantasy and it's just amazing. It's just wonderful. Everything about it is so great. Has amazing world building, has amazing friendships, has a wonderful romance, so much great character development. Everything about this book is absolutely perfect and like everybody's sleeping on it. And the final question is, what are your thoughts on censorship and banning books? Now, when I thought about this question at first, I was like, no, like that's bad, like don't ban books. But then I kind of thought about how I think our life would be much easier if we would just ban racist books. But then obviously I got into this whole other discussion and issue of like the fact that if we start banning a couple of books, that will probably always lead to more. I don't even know. I think this is a huge issue that shouldn't really get talked about in like a tag question. So yeah. Anyway, this was the No Disclaimers book tag. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon. Bye!